Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's the 7th of March of 2019 and we are here for the 9th round of the Formula Renault Sprint Series presented by S.R.O.C Racing. We are awaiting the drivers to grid up. It'll be 8 drivers here today. In the first row we will have Nicky Decker and Al-Tigrar. Waiting for the rest. The engines are running and we're off. It's Nicky Decker with a great start. So is Daniel S.R.O.C. And S.R.O.C is in P3 also with an excellent start. The only one botching a little bit is Al-Tigrar, who has run off, and it's a hit between Dane Bird and Simon Frelick. Meanwhile, S.R.O.C needs to break early for Daniel S.R.O.C. Nicky Decker meanwhile losing P1. Dane Bird going outside of Dane Tigrar, excuse me. And they're still side by side. They're going for P4. It's going to be very close as to Dane Bird blinking will do it to his connectivity. Nicky Decker in P3 meanwhile behind S.R.O.C. Very well done there. It's a very good start, but Nicky Decker sleeping through there, or sneaking through the inside of S.R.O.C with Dane Bird coming around Dane Tigrar again. It's Kenzie Nuhoff with his last place start already moving up the field. Nicky Decker and S.R.O.C still side by side through those corners. This hairpin, it's a little bit of a curb hitting there by Nicky Decker. Drivers still going strong. They're holding up the rest a little bit behind due to their battle, but they're looking spectacular while doing it. That may be said, thank you, but there we go. S.R.O.C again, this time braking a little bit earlier for Nicky Decker, doesn't want to cause any trouble. And Dane Bird meanwhile with his late braking, almost falling back to behind Dane Tigrar. Dane Tigrar already with a broken front wing a little bit, has it damaged. And Frelick being very careful behind Kenzie Nuhoff. And let's see if these drivers are going to make it free wide. I think they are. They are. Yes, it's Frelick. No, it's Nuhoff. Oh, it's Dane Tigrar hitting Dane Bird in the back. And that's a little bit of a chain reaction there. Kenzie Nuhoff had to evade everyone there. And meanwhile, Nicky Decker in P2. Chasing Daniel S.R.O.C in P3. Dane Bird in 4th. And it's the drivers behind that are very close to each other. It's Dane Tigrar with the red-nosed Renault. Then we have on the left side now with Simon Frelick moving up the inside of turn 1. Kenzie Nuhoff taking the outside line here, has already passed Dane Tigrar. Very good approach. Let's see if there's a counter move coming from one of the guys behind him. No, there isn't. Al-Tigrar has to pass regarding as to pace-wise not being able to catch up with these three. And they are fast. Kenzie Nuhoff has some nice lines there. Dane Bird also getting very close to S.R.O.C at the moment. And it's actually a little bit of a surprise with S.R.O.C in P3 for so long. He usually loses his places a lot sooner. But for now, he's keeping Dane Bird right behind him. And let's see if Simon Frelick can make a pass on Dane Tigrar. They're getting very close, but they're batting everywhere at the moment. It's the second of 14 laps here this evening. And this second race is already proving to be spectacular, even with only 8 drivers in the field. Dane Bird not able to pass yet. So anyone knows some defensive lines there, but in the back we have Simon Frelick passing Dane Tigrar. It happened in the left-hander. Ooh, and now we see Kenzie Nuhoff getting very close to Dane Bird. And let's see if something will happen here, because Dane Bird is on the right side. That will be the outside line going through the chicane. No, has to pull back a little bit, and we can see Kenzie Nuhoff having a little bit of trouble bumping the brakes there harder than usual. Almost loses the back end of the car, and that's problematic. Kenzie Nuhoff already in P4. Excellent driving. We see Dane Tigrar and Al-Tigrar in the background. And S.R.O.C meanwhile still in P3. And it looked like Al-Tigrar was trying to make a move there, but not yet. And maybe Simon Frelick will. He's pressuring Kenzie Nuhoff. And Dane Bird locking up. You can see the train forming behind S.R.O.C. He's most likely to be the one with the slowest pace of these 4 drivers. Oh, and Kenzie Nuhoff really trying to keep out of that rear wing of Dane Bird. Oh, and Dane Bird with a little mistake. This will give Kenzie Nuhoff the opportunity to come around him. And he does. Kenzie Nuhoff moves up to P4. Simon Frelick very close to Dane Bird as well. And Sollima with a little mistake there in that corner. Needs to let pass all three of the drivers there. And Simon Frelick right behind Dane Bird. The chicane coming up, taking the outside line. Staying right behind Kenzie Nuhoff, squeezing a little bit. Needs to back out. Sollima meanwhile right behind Simon Frelick again. That braking move cost him a little bit of time. Sollima on the inside of Simon Frelick. No, not yet. Simon Frelick proving to be too quick, and so is Kenzie Nuhoff. Kenzie Nuhoff is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Dane Bird and Simon Frelick are gonna make it exciting for P4 right now. Dane Bird still blinking like in race 1. And Sollima is enjoying the view while we say that he makes the jumping corner, literally jumping. And that's gonna cost him a lot of time with that damage now on his front wing there. We can see it being a little bit bent. And Frelick real close to Dane Bird. That's taking some balls there from Simon Frelick to stay that close to a blinking driver all race. My hats off to him. And Simon Frelick going through a busy phase of life these days. Still a young student. Trying to pave the way for the future. But he's trying to find time to be here every 2 weeks. And he's giving us quite the show here today. Still behind Dane Bird here today. And these two drivers are wheel to wheel. Literally. Oh, as long as this keeps getting good. They touched. Yes, they touched. We can see there Simon Frelick trying to squeeze the line from Dane Bird. And these two have already hit each other there at the start. Simon Frelick had taken a very weird line there. Meanwhile on the back we can see Sollima and David Stigler getting closer to each other. And this is some tense racing between these two young gentlemen right here. Simon Frelick on the inside. Whoa, and Simon Frelick goes around the outside. That's a good move. But Dane Bird hasn't given up yet, while Kenzie Nuhoff is making a move for the lead on Nicky Decker. Very well done there by Nuhoff, who has gotten around Dane Bird quite quick. Oh, and the two drivers have hit. Simon Frelick and Dane Bird have hit again. And that means that Sollima and Tigelaar have moved up to P4 and 5. While Nicky Decker is trying to keep up with Kenzie Nuhoff. The move on the outside. Very well done there. We just got it on time. It's an excellent move made by Nicky Decker. He's in the lead. And let's see if Kenzie Nuhoff can get around the Dutchman. And Nicky Decker again, not having his starting number on the car correctly. He's wearing number 6 instead of number 89. That's gonna cost him half of his points again. He's regular when it comes to not having his points, of not having his start number. Oh, Nicky Decker! Well, we make a little joke about Nicky Decker there. Oh, and there's a pile up. Daniel Solo piled up with Nicky Decker in the chicane. And Tigelaar has gotten around Sollima. And let's see if these two can continue the race. Nicky Decker is going to park it in the last corner. Hasn't had a lot of luck here. He's lost in the last turns there in the chicane. And Daniel Solo not able to avoid it in time. He's now in P2, but most likely gonna be overtaken by David Stigelaar, especially with that front wing there broken as it is. And we can see both Simon Frelick and Nicky Decker in the pits. And Sollima Bird also battling it right behind these two. And it's been quite a few exciting laps here at the start. Nobody has been damage free except for Kenzie Nuaf. And we are looking at Damon Stigelaar and Daniel Salo here for P2. And right behind him there's another couple. And this might be where Damon Stigelaar is gonna make a move. He has a lot more speed on that straight. Daniel Salo cutting it off. That's gonna mean that he's gonna get a slowdown probably. Taking a wide approach there. We see Kenzie Nuaf in the pits. Kenzie Nuaf might have sustained some damage. It's in the pits. These two will pass him right now. At the exit of pit lane. And Stigelaar with a move for P1 has gotten around Daniel Salo quite quickly. At the end of the straight, Daniel Salo losing the back end of his car, allowing Solima to come round. And these two are side by side as well. Let's see if Solima can make it through the left-hander here. No. They're still too wide. Very close arriving there. Daniel Salo running wide on the curb. And Solima tucking in behind Salo. And now Daneberg tucking in behind Solima. It's going to be very close. Ooh, and a little bit of a locking front wheel by Daneberg. And it's Daneberg making a move on Solima. Oh, and Solima flying over the curb there. And he hits Daneberg, takes him with him. It's very unfortunate. Kenzie Nuaf meanwhile slipping in the chicane. Gets his car around him. And also Stigelaar having trouble in the same chicane. Does the same thing as Kenzie Nuaf. Very odd. And these two drivers are again wheel to wheel. Coming up through start finish. It's Solima having the outside line. With the right hander coming up here, turn 1. Very wide approach they're taking. And he's gonna try it. And getting around the outside. No. Daneberg shutting the door. And let's see if Solima can keep up with Daneberg. Makes a little mistake there. Meanwhile we see Nicky Decker going through gravel. Making a little bit of a mistake. Kenzie Nuaf was in the pits, back in P5 right behind Solima. And Nicky Decker here, we can see him on your screens. And Nicky Decker, meanwhile, a lap behind, is seeing Kenzie Nuaf coming around. And here comes Kenzie Nuaf already right behind Francesco Solima. He is getting closer and closer. Let's see if he can find some space there in the chicane. Yes, he's already beside him. He has overtaken him. Very well done by Nuaf, who is marching on towards the top 3 as Daneberg right in front of him. And Daneberg already letting Kenzie Nuaf know there's no overtaking on the inside line. But Nuaf has a lot more speed with his front wing being whole as to Daneberg's being broken. And sometimes when we lose Daneberg we can't track him on the circuit. And while the middle of the pack is having their battles, we can see Daniel Solo trying to close the gap towards Damon Stiglaar. We're in lap 9, 14 to go. It's proven quite the exciting race here. In 2 weeks, we will visit Spa-Francorchamps for the final of this 10-round long season. Every round has had 2 races, and we will have 2 races also for the final. The amount of points will be the same, the amount of laps will be set according to the track distance of Spa-Francorchamps, of course. There's usually a limit of 75 kilometers for each race, or the length of half an hour as a max. And well, Solo gets very close to Damon Stiglaar here on start finish. We might see a move here already, tucking away from behind him. Has the inside line now. Stiglaar trying to squeeze, but notices Daniel Solo already on the inside, and they hit. Both drivers hit in turn 2. And this is a great opportunity for Kenzie Nuoff to get very close to Damon Stiglaar. He's right there, half a second in front of him. Ooh, and Nuoff getting very quick through that corner there. Almost rammed Nuoff, almost rammed Stiglaar off track there. Looks very, very scary there. That might have caused for Nuoff to skip a few heartbeats. And maybe for Damon Stiglaar as well. Meanwhile, Daniel Solo in P1. And I said already in race 1 to keep an eye out for Daniel Solo with his placement on the grid on that second row. But he's in P1. But I don't expect him to be there for long, especially not with that broken front wing. You can see that it's giving him trouble with turning into corners going to the right. And we can see Kenzie Nuoff just making great strides towards the leader. He's already there. And here we can see on the inside there's Kenzie Nuoff. This is the last turn. It's very good there. It's already past Solo, and we see Nuoff in the lead. And the only chance for Solo to take it back is to enjoy that slipstream he's taking from Kenzie Nuoff and dive onto the inside now. Yes, he does. Here we can see him going for the move. Oh, and the driver's wheel to wheel. But Nuoff looks like he's the one with a better exit. And he's putting weight. There's a few straights coming up here, even with the hairpin in front of him. And Stiglaar meanwhile trying to get to Solima. And as I was saying before, in 2 weeks we will have the final of the Formula Renault Sprint Series. And next week, on a Wednesday, we will have the final of the GT3 Sprint Series, which will be held on Zandvoort. And that will mark the end point of the 2 leagues held by the S.R.O.C Racing Group, at least for now. There's talks coming up as to which kind of league should be held after this one. If it will be 2 or 1, and on which day, of course. That's how it works with every league. And the S.R.O.C Racing Group can be found on Discord and the iRacing forums. So anyone looking for a team on iRacing which consists out of international team members. You can take a look there. And Solima, who is now in P5, known to be the organizer of the current two leagues. Kevin Enderman used to be the organizer of the first edition of the GT3 Sprint Series, held a while back. You can see those videos on the YouTube channel as well. But as I was saying, Solima, who is the current organizer of the league, is known to have some polls or straw polls, or how you'd like to call them, to have drivers or participants have a say or an influence on what is going to be the next league. And a lot of the drivers are expecting it to be the same this time around. We don't have any conclusive decisions yet. And as I was saying, Altigelar has found Solima's rear wing. It won't be long until he will pass him. Looks like Altigelar is having a lot of more speed in comparison to Solima. He's already beside him. Turn 1 coming up, but Solima is quite adequate in that wide approach as to keep flowing through that corner. And we'll be following Altigelar on board, right behind Solima. Let's see if he can get any closer to the young Italian. Ooh, and he's trying to move on the inside of the hairpin. We can see him get closer. Let's see if his exit is as good. Looks good. And now it's just a question of getting into draft using the slipstream that Solima is providing him with, and he is on the outside now. Solima is still defending that inside line. It's very close between the two drivers. Excellent driving here, keeping it clean. Yeah, great exit, a little bit wide maybe, but has more speed for sure than Solima. And let's see if these two can make it exciting. Solima now this time behind Altigelar. The chicane coming up on the inside is Altigelar, the yellow car. Oh, and Solima making a move in that chicane. Oh, and they touch a little bit. Bumping of the wheels a little bit there. And again, it's Altigelar's turn to make a move. It's going to be the last lap of this 9th round here today. It's going to be now or never. It's Altigelar on the inside. Going to turn 1. Is already past Solima. When he slips, Solima hits him. Solima hit Altigelar there while Altigelar was slipping away. And Solima has gotten a second now. And that might prove enough. We're gonna look for Kenzie if we found him already. He is already a little bit more over halfway of this last lap. And race 2 has proven to be a lot more challenging to Nuaf than the first one was. But the gap is considerable, even though Salo and Tiglar, practically all drivers behind him have broken cars. That's a part of the trick as well. Meanwhile, we see Kenzie Nuaf turn around here, the last corner at the Nürburgring for the last time today. Wins it 2 in a row and might have gotten the championship this way. We would like to congratulate Nuaf with his great finish here. He might have taken everything with this win. David Stegelaar in third. We'll see the podium again. Deenberg in fourth. And Solima has kept his car in front of Attiglai's. And for today, we would like to thank you for watching again. Simon Frelick might have a little bit of hopes of getting closer to Attiglai, but it won't be enough probably. Again, we would like to thank you for watching again, and we will see you in 2 weeks with the final at Spa-Francorchamps. It's going to be a good one for sure. Until then good night from the Nürburgring here. Bye bye.